Today on the American Truck Podcast. The World of Warcraft Legion launch was a success. Worms WMD adds new things to an old concept. City Skylines' next DLC was made by a community member. And Fallout 4 Nuka World is out now. Hello and welcome to the American Truck Podcast with Andrew C.
And Jefferson B.
A tool.
And Freelance Gamer. Are you talking about the plight of the working man there, Dr. Ubu?
I hate my job.
There you go.
Do you hate your job or people?
A little option A, a little option B.
60-40 or 40-60?
It's actually split into three. It's like the customers, the coworkers, and the actual job.
Ah,
Yes.
indeed. The dreaded 33-33-33-33 split, which never equals 100.
Nope, it will always equal 99.99999999999.
What is your many zeros one percentage yielded
Of
for?
happiness.
That's your happiness?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that would be like the part of the job you enjoy.
Point infinite zeros and then a 1.
Well, actually, technically, it would
I was telling people today to have a Dunkin' day.
there you
Oh, you know you're having a bad day when you do that.
That makes my heart.
Wasn't that
cringe.
what did the one guy at Taco Bell say to you guys?
Oh,
Have
it's a taco. I'm
day?
taco-tastic.
I'm Taco-tastic.
See, now that sounds like a man who loves his job.
No, that sounds like
Or-
a man who hates his job.
But he hates it so much that he's circled back around into sarcasm.
I think that's just mentally broken.
There
That's
were
Stockholm
others too.
syndrome.
I just don't remember them offhand. That's the one that stuck out the most. That I remember.
Taco-tastic.
Taco-tastic.
Oh my goodness. But this is not a show about tacos.
Oh, but it should be. A show about tacos would be great. But I think Dame Drops already has that pretty locked
Yeah,
down.
I'm pretty sure he does.
So, you guys take a look at Warcraft Legion varieties of worlds.
Don't play. So
You don't play the worlds of
I've
Legions
watched
and Warcraft?
I've watched some people play it, and Demon Hunter looks fun, but broken, and looks like it may have possibly completely and utterly made rogues useless.
Whoa.
They have an ability that allows them, and I'm curious how it works in PvP. I could be wrong. It might not work as well as I think it does, where they can see through walls / see invisible units for like a couple seconds, and they can use it like once every, I think it's like 20 or 30 seconds. So basically, and you can just look and go, hey guys, what? There's a rogue over there. And then everyone just avoids the rogue. Or they're extremely mobile characters, so they could just go, I'm gonna go attack that rogue. So I'm a little salt if that's how that is. But I haven't played, I don't know, I could be very wrong, and who knows, maybe there's something rogues are given to counteract that. But
Right.
circling back to Legion, it looks like it looks like fun. It looks like they did an interesting job with some of the storyline to some extent, characters, but I really am not a fan of what they did. I don't know. I'm not gonna spoil it. I don't like what they did to the factions as much. Partially because partially because I understand it, and the other side is me going, they're killing off some characters, and that's cool. But why did some of them get like cinematics, and some of them are just in-game characters being killed that don't look nearly as epic? Like I'm not gonna say a name, but someone dies, and it's just like this in-game moment. Like you see the in-game, like it's in-game that you see it happen, not in a cinematic, which would look awesome. So it's kind of just like, oh, look, there's
Rip
text.
that
there's
guy,
not even-
basically.
Oh, rip that guy.
that guy in particular.
Whereas
Yeah.
other ones are like, whoa,
There's like
man,
this massive
look at
like
that. There's
cinematic
things,
to it.
and then
Yeah.
rip that guy, and then oh man, all those things happen because rip that guy and rip that guy and that guy.
It's exactly how I felt seeing some of that. So,
Oh.
and I kind of want to play it. It's if you're already paying the monthly, it's only $60 or $50. If you're not paying the monthly
Only
like me,
50.
it's
It's
65.
50 plus Plus
Month,
another
a month.
15, and then a 15 later, and then a 15 after that, and a 15
Although,
after that. And
if
then
I'm not
15 after that.
mistaken, I want to check something.
Figure out what the WoW token costs right now.
Kinda. I'm more curious if you get your first month for free.
Oh, probably not. But
No.
in case you didn't know, that's unlocked today, Tuesday, and I so far I've read that this is one of the smoothest launches of an expansion yet.
Yeah, actually I heard too.
Which is very not Blizzard. Where's the day one crapification of the expansion that mars the existence of the entire platform for the rest of the year?
I mean, say that about just about any expansion release, honestly.
Yeah, but Blizzard's particularly good at it.
Particularly good at making
bad?
Yeah, bad and at having a bad release day. Absolutely, Warlords was a great example of that.
Yeah,
See.
yeah, it really was. You have to question how they thought that was going to work out with that whole tree thing.
Yeah.
Someone was like, "Yeah, this will be fine. We'll just have one tree."
Yeah,
That'll be
everyone
fine.
right-click this single tree, the single shared element.
Yeah.
The only part of the game, the shared asset that everyone has. Oh yeah, everyone will just click on it at once. No. No, this is a terrible plan.
Yep.
I would like to point out, somewhat tangentially related to this, I just saw a billboard in game for a shark-free aquarium. That is to say, an aquarium that does not feature sharks.
Interesting. I've always wanted an aquarium that does not feature sharks. Or did I?
Dun dun dun.
So there was a Twitch streamer who has been playing this since it came out, and he managed to get to level 110, which is the new max level cap, in 5 hours and 28 minutes.
That's quick.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if it's normally that quick, but that's quick.
And I don't know how he did it. I don't know what was involved in him doing that, whether he was just slamming through things. I don't know that he actually played the new expansion to do it. You know, for all I know, he didn't. But
Right.
it is interesting just to see that it takes 5 hours to go that extra 10 levels now. But some of the information about the raids will be the Emerald Nightmare raid. Opens on September 20th for the normal and heroic difficulties. And there's a mythic difficulty and the Raid Finder Wing 1, which open on the 27th. Now, Freelance, what is the difference between the normal heroic and this mythic difficulty?
They add a couple different. Generally, they will change how boss queues work, and by queues I mean signals. So audio and visual signals that will let you know what the boss is about to do as a move. Those will change. Sometimes they'll add additional moves and new parts to the rotation. So, like, say in a classic sense, the guy will say fire rains down upon you and then send like fire into like a group, right? So you all gotta scatter. Or does a move that may like hit every target near him as he stands still for a second, right? Stands still for a second, then does extreme amount of damage to everyone in the near vicinity. They'll generally tell you, ahead of time that they're about to do that. The cues sometimes change, so that now there's no more audio cue, it's only a visual cue, and sometimes they'll also change the mechanics so that the first guy, like the first time you fight him at lower levels, may not have that ability, or he may have it, but a very weak version of it. Whereas on Heroic, it may do 75% damage to every character near him. And on Mythic, it might just straight up kill everyone near him.
Gotcha.
And then each one rewards gear appropriate to the challenge. So you get gear tokens, and those gear tokens can be handed in for gear based upon it. So the highest level PvE gear, player versus environment, is generally the mythic level.
Gotcha. Interesting. The thing that I'm also interested in here is this whole like raid finder thing. When I was reading the news about it, they listed it as a difficulty.
It is. It is its own difficulty. It is the lowest difficulty.
It's the lowest.
Yep, always has. Yeah, it's been that way since Mists.
Gotcha.
It is
okay.
the lowest
See,
difficulty.
That part wasn't clear, so I didn't understand why it was separated.
Yeah, basically they know a bunch of 25 random people are not going to cooperate or coordinate well enough, and most time people aren't going to pay attention that much. So it's more for the casual side of people, and then normals are where you have to actually have somewhat of a group. And then there's also LFR, looking for raid, also has like where if you have a certain amount of people like in a group together, and then you're finding a couple random people to join you, you actually get better gear based upon that than if you're all random.
Gotcha. Okay. So the first wing opens on the 27th with the mythic difficulty. The second wing is on the October 11th, and the third wing is October 25th. So they're staggered.
Yep, normally. And then it'll be interesting to see who does the world. That's the cool thing to see, particularly with mythics. Whoever does world first is it's kind of impressive because it isn't always necessarily possible to do it before all 3 wings are up. Because you may need gear based upon the other wings to beat the first wing on mythic. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone beats it beforehand.
Yeah, it will be interesting.
If that's available. They might stick it up.
Right. Well, that's all we know for the new WoW expansion. You know, we'll probably talk about it again if Freelance picks it up and starts playing it and finds out whether it's good, bad, or ugly. And or if there's any other news that pops up about it, we'll be sure to tell you about it. So there's a new Worms game out. And I'm sure, it looks okay so far from a cursory glance. It looks like a Worms game that I will suck at, just the same as all the others.
Well, I mean, it's like every other Worms game. They're fun, and there's always somebody who's good at the angles. And it's always interesting to see when that person screws up, and then the other people can take advantage of it. It's like playing Monopoly with someone that really knows what they're doing.
Right.
But what's interesting to me is it's Worms WMD. And it's some like it's not like weapon of mass destruction. It's some other abbreviation that I can't remember the name of my head. But Worms WMD adds buildings you can enter, some new weapons. It adds a crafting system which you can do in between your turns, where you can build your own weapons based off of items you find in crates or previous weapons you've deconstructed. So you can take a super sheep, which is a flying sheep with a Superman cape, and make it fart, and the gas it farts will poison your enemies. And until it stops farting, you can keep flying it around, and then you can make it explode, and then do more fart damage. Kind of amazing in its own way.
That sounds great.
And they also add like mechs and like vehicles, but they've kind of had that in some of the other ones, but it's more of you use them once on the turn. I'm curious to see how some of these work. I do kind of want to pick up this game to see if they last multiple turns, and if so, how long.
Based totally on your example of the farting sheep, though, I kind of want to play this game now.
Oh, dude, if you pick it up, I'll buy it. I just need an excuse. It's $30, but I will totally do it. If one person I know, especially somebody on this channel, bought it, insta buy it.
Insta.
I mean, it's really not that bad either. $30 for a Worms game. I mean, I know that people said it's a little higher than.
Yeah, they normally did for like 20, 15 is what you're kind of used to paying for it. But I mean, they seem to put a lot more thought into this one than the previous.
Right.
And it's Team 17, I think, is the crew.
Yep.
Team 17's pretty good, and they're a very small crew. So, that money you got back for refunding No Man's, spend half it on this.
There you go. It's a good plan. And for what it's worth, the WMD has been given multiple meetings. Wonderful multiplayer destruction. We weave massive discounts. We make devastation. We'll make you dangerous. Worms must die. Well, that's me dead. Worms in many destinations. Walking, mechanized, destruction, and weave mighty dangerous.
I think it's like we mighty dangerous. I think is the one they use in their trailers, if I'm not mistaken.
So,
Brilliant.
It's definitely a game to think about picking up, and it's multi-platform. So
if you have a Mac, you can buy it.
Hooray!
Victory for the Mac. So we talked about City Skylines before. We got another little thing about some more DLC that's coming to City Skylines. This is going to be the Art Deco DLC, and this is an interesting one for one reason only. It's actually made by a member of the modding community, and so they had made different building mods and whatnot, and the developer of the game was like, "Hey, Shroom Blaze, we like your stuff. We want to make a DLC out of your art." And they actually let the guy design some buildings and create a full DLC that they're going to release for the game, which will add these Art Deco designs to buildings and new buildings as well that don't exist currently. So it's going to be $4.99 for those who want to pick it up, and he was actually paid to make the buildings and is going to get a portion of the sales. So it's interesting to see how Colossal Order is involving the community in creating more things for the community on top of Workshop.
And do we have a projected release date for this DLC?
We don't. It's just that it's going to be the next one. So, but what does have a date, of course, is the Battlefield 1 beta, which has already begun. So if you're interested in that, you can go hit that up on Dem Origins, since yeah, that's how that works, unfortunately. And you can play that now. Anyone gonna check out the beta?
Well, the thing is, I think you had to like sign up for the free program by like August 21st.
If you wanted the slightly earlier access, yes.
If you wanted the slightly earlier access, right?
Pretty sure.
I'm gonna probably. All right. Let me put it this way. This week, playing a lot of games, I'm going to check that one out. Primarily because I'm an old Battlefield player in some regards. Old. I'm not as old as some people I know who played Battlefield 2 before any of the expansions. So, and Battlefield 1 even before that, or Battlefield.
Battlefield
because this one's Battlefield 1. This is Battlefield 1, similar to the original Xbox, now being Xbox, and the Xbox One being not the anyway.
Yes.
So I kind of want to check it out, but I gotta download Origin, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that's legitimately the reason I'm looking at it going, do I really need to check this out?
Because if you want,
and I'm very
you decide
serious,
you want
like,
it, you're
is
gonna
it
have
worth
to
it?
keep using Origin.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I don't know, man. I used Origin for a while with Battlefield 3, and I mean, it kind of works. It's okay. It's not good,
Right.
but it kind of works.
The only time I use Origin is for The Sims 3.
But I mean, the problem was, and this is something, and this will probably be something I want to check out, because I don't know if they've ever resolved this, because I haven't played since Battlefield 3, really, is the server browser was through your web browser. I had to browse through Firefox, and then click on maps through Firefox, and then it would open the game, and it didn't really make a whole lot of sense. So maybe they probably hopefully have changed that, and I should probably check it out. But
That is kind of weird. It's kind of odd way.
I'll download Origin now. Why not?
There you go.
Hey!
Battlefield 1 correspondent here.
I'm correspondent on a lot of games.
This is true. It's true. You do actually play games. So in news that is kind of well, it's about time. The PlayStation Network finally can do two-factor authentication.
Well, it's about time.
And if you remember, host of the network that was hacked 2 different times, and people had all kinds of problems due to the inability to factor twice with their authentication protocols. So it is good to hear that finally PlayStation and Sony have realized that they should do this.
So do we know what kind of 2FA it is? Is it like a text message code? Is it email?
I didn't
Can
see.
it go through the Google Authenticator app?
I did not see. Let me see if I can't locate it real quick.
Oh god, I gotta remember my Origin info.
Good luck
Good
with that.
luck with that. Oh, I've crashed into a rock.
Way
Matt,
to
you
go.
kind of deserve that.
I was trying to look up 2FA stuff. Well, for fun facts, it's 5 years since their massive data breach.
It's been 5 years, and they're just now rolling out two-factor authentication.
Yup.
Just throwing that out there.
They haven't said yet.
Okay. Because I'm wondering, like, I mean, if it's something as simple as an email, well, most often your email address is your password, or is your username in PlayStation Network. So I'm kind of curious how that all blends together.
Yeah, and then most hacks you can get access to your email too at the same time. So
Right. So
yes,
I don't know.
I hope it's not like, because I didn't like that with Steam. I much preferred the new one to getting an email.
Oh yeah, just because if your email server just so happens to be like behind by like 5 minutes, you're gonna hit that resend key button a bunch of times and then just get like 20 emails at once.
Yeah. Wow, that sign was far too stiff for a sign. Most signs in this game just plow over. It's disappointing.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's almost like the metal, like it's just like super brittle. I don't know.
Yeah, that sign was the opposite of super brittle. But hey, so with Nuka World coming out, anyone got some thoughts? Anyone go and play that enough to comment yet? I know we got a video coming out tomorrow about the first part of it that the good old Dr. Ubashadow put together today, but I don't know if anyone else got a chance to look at it.
No, I haven't gotten a chance to take a look at it yet, and it's gonna be on. It's on the list. It's on the list.
The ever-growing list of things to check out, huh?
Yeah.
Well, without any actual other thoughts on this, I guess that's time to end. We don't really have anything else other than that. So if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button down below, and if you would, you maybe leave a comment. Maybe what are your thoughts about Nuka World? You like it? Do you think this is a worthy finishing DLC for the game, or do you think it still needs more? And you let us know down below, and we'll maybe talk about that next week. But for now, we will see you guys next week.